Before we dive into this episode, check out the podcast notes to book your appointment with an AIB mortgage advisor today. Welcome to Brendan Courtney's My First Home with AIB, the podcast where we celebrate the joy, chaos and triumph of buying your first home. Each week I sit down with guests who share their journeys to home ownership, from saving every spare cent to the day they finally get their keys. These stories will give you hope that your dreams can also come true. Welcome to Brendan Courtney's My First Home with AIB. Louise Duffy is a well-known and well-loved voice to Irish radio listeners. From her early days in AA Roadwatch, Louise then moved on to Today FM before finding her current radio home on RTE's Radio 1. In this episode, Louise talked to me about moving to Dublin when she was just 17 and deciding to fully commit to her Dublin life when she bought her first home. Louise Duffy.
Brendan Courtney.
Can I talk to you?
Oh, Kahana, why? I'm very bad at Irish. I actually am so bad at Irish.
My favourite thing is when you hand me to the Angelus.
Yeah. That sounds weird.
We're just going to go straight to the Angelus.
Yeah,
that's
to
my
the
moment
Angelus.
of the day.
I know, yeah.
But you're moving.
I'm losing the Angelus. I'm losing the Newark. So
Yeah.
whatever Gaeilge I had now, it's gone. And I'm losing the Lifeline promo.
Oh.
All these things.
So you've an indiscernible accent.
Do I?
You do.
Okay, that's
But you're
a
actually
good
from the
thing.
West. You're in the West.
I'm a Mayo girl.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you couldn't tell now?
Not really. No,
Okay, that's okay.
I couldn't. I knew we weren't a dub.
Yeah.
And I love guessing people's where they're from.
Yeah.
And I'm quite good at it actually. So I couldn't
Okay.
get you. And I knew I heard you do a report once you're from Mayo. When did you move to Dublin?
I moved to Dublin when I was 17.
What?
Yeah, so I'm 41 now. You do the math. I'm here longer. Yeah, so it's funny. My kid was
Did
in
you go
the
to
back
college?
of the car. Went to college. My kid was in the back of the car the other day, and she was like, "Daddy, you're from Kerry. I'm Mummy, you're from Mayo, and I'm from Dublin." Paul's like, and I was like, come on, we got to accept it now. We're dubs. Yeah, we've been here this long. Paul is not. He will never be. But you know, the kids are, and I essentially am at this.
You're not
stage.
allowed to ever leave Kerry. You know that, right? It's in the rules.
Yeah.
So you moved at 17. Where did you live when you moved up?
When I moved up, I rented a basement apartment. Like, nobody in my family had lived in Dublin before. So
Were they all terrified for you?
I know. And I was so young. I had just turned 17. So I was pretty young. I know. They were so, I remember my dad dropping me off and he was so emotional. But I rented a basement apartment with a girl, sharing a bedroom with a girl I had never met. It was on Sanford Road, which now I would be happy to have that house. But at the
Where's
time,
Sanford Road?
is just at the top of Ranelagh.
Oh.
So it's gorgeous. But at the time, like the basement apartment was not. Like there was one of those Perspex roof with kind of fiberglass shoved in around the edge for the kitchen that they'd thrown out the back of it. And I was sharing with this gorgeous girl, Miriam, had never met her before. So it was all a shock. That was a big move. But
That was your first dub.
that was my first. I went from there. Then pals moved up the following year. So like I kind of, none of my friends were coming with me. So it was all a bit much. The next year we moved to, lots of my friends were up. We lived in Rathmines. From Rathmines, I moved to kind of around Charlemont Street. And I stayed there for about 10 years.
Oh, really?
I always liked the location. The location was very important. So I was a good one to move into a place and kind of make it pretty.
Where were you studying?
I was in Ainger Street.
So you could go back and
DIT at
forth.
the time, over
Okay.
and back, yeah.
And
so it was great.
What were you studying?
I was studying film and broadcasting.
Okay, very good. Very good. So then let's go. So you're rent.
Yeah.
Graduate. How quickly did you get a job?
Oh God, do we ever really have a job, Brendan? I mean,
Don't mention the war. Dear Lord.
Oh God, only now, to be
Yeah.
honest. So what did I do? I dithered for a good while after doing media, and throughout the course of my degree as well. I was like, what am I doing here? So only when I settled on the radio module, I was like, maybe there's something in that. I did PR for a while, did temp work, all of that kind of thing. And then did the FE1 exams. I was going doing law. And I had a kind of an opportunity then to take an internship, to study, to train and become a solicitor. And then the job in AA Roadwatch came along and I was like, maybe I'll try this. The FE1s are valid for 5 years. So I went doing that.
And that was that?
That was that, yeah.
And were you on mic on AA Roadwatch?
Yeah, so everybody who works, Esther, your producer, will know it's a tight ship. Everybody who works in a road watch at the time, you would do your reports and then you go on and do them. And I was lucky I went on with Ian Dempsey.
Oh.
So like Ian was so amazing. He would bring you in, he would throw a question at you. You know, it could have been Morning Ireland and then you're just doing your reports. There's no room for anything else. So I was lucky that that's where I fell. And that's how I kind of got into it.
So you get a bit of personality across.
A bit of crack. Like Ian would just bring everybody into the conversation. So then after maybe 3 years of doing that, the morning slot, the 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. slot came available and I did that in Today FM.
In Today FM.
Yeah,
and that's
presented that.
So when you're all this time you're renting?
All renting all along.
And did you, I'm 10 years older than you, actually, a little more.
Are you?
Yep. So I always ask this question of people who are a different generation to me. Did you have an expectation that one day you would own a house?
Oh yeah, I think so. Like I'm from Mayo, it wouldn't, and it wouldn't be you just assume that you'll.
But did you have a route to it at that time? No.
No, I suppose I just,
that's what
I was, I knew the destination. I just didn't know how I would get there. Yeah. And particularly not in Dublin, you know?
Yeah.
It was chaos in Dublin. I remember the crash and thinking, oh, it's really good I had nothing. So I didn't lose anything, you know?
So like glass half full kind of guy.
So that's
I'm broke. I have nothing to lose.
It's fine. So no, I kind of I would say it's only in the last, since like getting married and having kids, that I've focused on where I want to be. I really meandered along.
That's what I mean. I think when you're younger, you do. Like, I'm just really conscious that you shared a bedroom when you came to Dublin.
Yeah,
you know? I think people still do that.
For 4 years. For 4 years, definitely, yeah.
I mean, it seems bizarre from looking back now, but I slept on a couch for a year.
100%. Yeah, you just did it.
You just did it when you were a student. That's 100%. Student. But now take me up. When did you meet Paul?
So I met Paul, 2011.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you were renting somewhere, were you?
I was renting somewhere. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was 2011. I was renting somewhere. Yeah. I was renting in Harcourt Green. So that's on Charlemont Street. So we kind of I stayed around those apartments for a long time. I had a really nice landlord who was really good to us. So it was perfect. So when I met Paul, I was there and we were together maybe about a year and a half before.
Where did you meet Paul? How did you meet Paul?
I met Paul in Mayo. He was down at a gig and I was just finishing a road watch, about to start Today FM, and I'd like annual leave days to take off. It was so random. I was at a random thing in Mayo and he was there and we had mutual friends.
Okay.
So that's how we met. So we were probably together about 18 months before we moved in properly together. And then...
Where did you live together?
We bought.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because Paul was up and down from Kerry.
That's your first buy?
That was our first house, yeah.
Okay,
so that was around 2013. So when I was thinking about this conversation, I was thinking about... the timeline, and we were so lucky that was the bottom of the market. Like it was really to the point where I remember we had this really thorough solicitor who was like, oh, and what about the walkway out the front? Who does that belong to? And it was starting, the articles were starting to come out saying property prices are rising for the first time. And I remember my dad saying, just get her to do it, close it, in case like the owners are like, okay, well, maybe things are moving.
Not like a solicitor to big up their parts.
I know. But she was great. Like she was doing the best for us. But like it was taking so long that we were like, oh my God, close this, please. Because things were, and it really was rock bottom. So we were so lucky in that.
So tell me about the process. How did you find it? So you're pretty fresh together, 18 months.
Yeah, maybe 18 months, 2 years. Yeah, but when you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we bought it and it was a small place, but the location was lovely. So we're like, this is perfect for us.
Work?
It didn't need like maybe new tiles. There was cracked tiles in the bathroom and bits and pieces, maybe new windows or nothing major. Like I think we spent 12,000 when we moved in, and that did a lot at that time. It did a lot. I mean, it wouldn't buy you anything. Like it's crazy now. So we just kind of beautified it. And I'm in the middle of doing a job on that same house now. And I was thinking about how little I cared about interiors. I was like, chair, good. Whatever. Nothing mattered.
I don't think anybody cared before COVID. And when it's your first house, you've got the house.
You just get in.
You just get in, right?
Yeah.
So what's your overarching feeling of that time? Is it positive? Is it
so
tricky?
positive. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, it really was. Once we got in, it was easy. We got a guy who grew up beside me to do the small works we needed, and we got in and it was lovely, and it was a lovely little bubble that we were so reluctant to leave for a very long time, because for us it was perfect. It was near my work, Paul's work, great. But then babies come along and then you need to readjust, and we still didn't want to leave.
Really?
So my first girl came along, and when we had been buying the house, the agent at the time was like, the owners at the moment were going to change it around this way. So they were making extra bedroom space. So we're like, we could do that then. So when the first girlie came along, we did that. And then the second girl came along, we're like, okay, we've pushed the limits of this house. So then we had to kind of readjust things,
AIB's team of advisors are here to help you on your journey to get the keys to your own home. Click the link in the podcast notes to find out more. Take me back to you're lying, it's pillow talk, and you say, let's buy a house together, dear.
Let's buy a house, babe.
And you're not married at this stage.
No, imagine that.
No. It's probably, well, you're obviously aware the market's in a good position.
Yeah.
Which is at the same time I bought, actually, to be honest. And there was I remember there was a bit of an awakening of people going, the market's really low. People who don't own now.
It's time to go.
Sorry for all the people who've lost because the people's lost their shirts and let that, God bless them.
Yeah.
And who knows, it could happen again. And we could be the victims of it.
100%. And that's the journey of it.
That's the journey of it. But you said to Paul, or you both agreed, let's buy a house. So how did the hunt happen?
So the hunt, I'll give you our full story. We've just come out the other side of the hunt again. It was nothing like that 12 years ago. God, it was just easy.
So
you just went
to
along.
Compare it to as well.
Yeah, you just went along, and there was just one couple viewing a house at the time. Now we've done it recently, and you can't get into bedrooms because there's so many people in the houses. It's crazy. So at that time, we viewed a few places, and I had always been around Ranelagh, Rathmines, Charlemont, like around that area, around the canal. And so I'd always been around there. So I hoped we could find there. And I was very much for location over square foot finish, anything like that. Like I just wanted to be where life was handy for us and good.
You would have done a news or an apartment, would you?
Yeah, anything like that.
Okay.
So
that's key to that search.
Yeah, 100%.
Being open-minded about what you can get.
100%.
Yeah.
So we looked at a few places. I don't think we bid on anything. And we saw this little place and we bid on it and we got outbid. And we lost the house. And I was like, oh, damn, I felt that house was good for us. It was really what I had hoped for. And, you allow yourself to dream then. And you were kind of thinking that would be lovely. And anyway, so I put it away. And a couple of weeks later, the estate agent rang us and she goes, the bid has fallen through.
Oh.
The sale has fallen through. They'll take your lower bid. We're like, yes, let's do it.
That's amazing.
So that was great. So we didn't have to offer any more or anything because we had gone to the rim of our limit on what we could offer. Yeah.
That's really karmic.
Yeah.
So you felt really positive about that house.
Really positive about the house. So it was a lovely experience. And, even before the sale finished, before the sale had finalized, they let us move into the house and we paid them rent.
Oh wow.
So it was really good. They were so good to us. So it was lovely. Yeah, it was a really positive experience, which is not comparable to anything now.
Did you have in my experience of sharing places with partners, somebody takes the lead in terms of decor?
You're looking at her. Like, I remember buying a rug.
And he's a designer.
Yeah, a false advertising because it's all clothing.
Yes.
Like, no, Paul for sure. Like, Paul would love our home to be. I have a brother who just created a beautiful home in Mayo, and it's all like polished concrete floors and
white walls.
Yeah, all that, and it's fab. It's fab. Yeah, and that's what Paul would have too. Yeah. But I'm all throw a rug here and more cushions and let's turn off. He was like he went through a period of counting how many lamps he had to turn off before he went to bed, I'd be all delicate pools now. Yeah, I love it. Lamps. Create little areas. Yeah. So I remember buying a nice rug one time. I was like, but what? Like, we'll only walk on it. And I was like,
I love that.
So that would be his approach to interiors.
Practical.
He's just very minimal.
Yeah,
very minimal. Yeah. And I'm not. So now we're doing up the same house. We've rebuilt that same house. Like, 12 years later? And
so you renovated it?
We renovated. We knocked it and built up. So it's a lot more space. But Paul is like, gee, it's all pink. And I'm like, listen, Barbie's dream house is what happens when you have a wife and two girls and you're not hands-on interior-wise. That's what you're moving into. But
it's a lot of pink.
It's a lot of pink.
You have Barbie's dream house in my head.
No, it's a soft. Hi, Barbie. It's a soft. But anyway, so he's really
Paul in the middle of it.
I know. He's really hands off, but like there's nothing that I would.
Can I actually tell you something about that hands off? It doesn't work when the two of you are trying to do it, in my experience.
I think, yeah.
So I was hands off with my first partner in London, who's still one of my best friends, and we actually rented together, and then we bought a house.
Yeah.
And I had to let him lead because he had so strong opinions about it. And actually, the house we bought together was in Cape Town, don't ask.
Wow.
And he it was his dream. I invested in his dreams. Don't ever do that. And so I sort of stood back. So I didn't even get any joy out of it because he did it all. But I couldn't muscle in on that. So then when I bought my own place on my own, I was like, everybody back off.
Oh, and make it your dream home, 100%. No, but to be fair, Paul is very appreciative of, like, the person who is hands-on. I just can't wait to get to the point where I'm not Googling crap in the evening because there's so much that you need to, there's so much that goes into that. But he does we agree on how we want it to look. Like, he would like it to look like the concrete box, but he's also very much okay with what I'm kind of trying to put together now. He likes it. We don't disagree on what looks nice,
Yeah, lovely. So you've knocked that house. So your dream home, your first home is now becoming your dream home. That's a lovely story.
Second time, yeah. Well, it was a journey. It really was. It took a while. Yeah. So we tried to sell it and buy another house. So my experience, that lovely experience of buying it for the first time, was a joy. Now, compared to recently, so like about 18 months ago, we tried to sell and buy at the same time, and I never knew about the chain. The chain was a Fleetwood Mac song to me, and now it's like,
I can hear that song coming in over the edit.
Oh my God, use that now. But now it's like, it's so hard.
Oh yeah.
It's so difficult, so we ended up having no choice but to do a job on
to
the
look
house.
around what you have and fix it and work with it.
Yeah.
And so in a weird way, glass half full, how lucky you were as well.
Yeah,
to have
absolutely.
It. So what do you remember about the process? So so the first time you do it, I suppose when you're young and naive, right? You go, oh, the solicitor will call when they're ready. And you think the mortgage person's going to call when you're ready. What you realise is, oh no, this is my project.
And it's a lot, isn't it?
But you've got to keep on it.
You got to keep on it. And we didn't have a mortgage broker. A friend recommended a great guy in the bank. And so we just went there, And that is good too, because
you had a person
he was on it and he was like, we need to get this or that. So he was like a mortgage broker really, but you're still following up and then you still sending in the documents another time because there was something missing. So that's exhausting, isn't it? So yeah, we had a bit of that. But
and do you find actually the first time you do it, I'm just conscious and thinking that you're naive, so you just keep going through the phases naively. Yeah. But then the second time you go, I know what's ahead of me now. I'm going to be a little more organized. I need files and I need Excel sheets and stuff like that.
I still don't have them. I still didn't have them, like the Excel sheets. No, they were still like, everything was a search. I need to up my administration game.
Okay.
You need to be so organized.
As advice, yes.
Yeah, keep it all there.
Keep on top of it.
Keep it all there, all the documents, the certs, all that kind of business. Yeah.
So was the first time easier? Obviously, you could.
A lot easier.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, so much easier looking back on it now. So we haven't bought since, but we attempted to. So we were selling our house and we were trying to buy another house. And so the chain, if you're not familiar with the chain, you are so reliant on the person selling that they will have a smooth transition to their next place. You're reliant on the person buying your house that they will have the funds or whatever it is, or they'll be able to sell their house. So it's just, if something breaks, everybody suffers.
Yeah.
So that happened to us. Our house went sale agreed 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had gone sale agreed on a house, deposit down, ready to go, and you start to think about how you do it and all this kind of thing. And then our buyer fell through, so we had to pull out. Then somebody went sale agreed on our house, but we had nowhere to go. And I was like, I just can't step off. I'm afraid to step off. Because what if you can't step back on?
Okay, so if you sell it and you rent, then you're stuck.
What happens? Yeah. I just was terrified of that, honestly, because the houses were rising all the time.
I've heard anecdotally. See, I think it's different when you have kids in school. You have a little more commitment to not move so readily.
Couldn't go too far.
Yeah, but I've heard some people say when you're in that situation, sell, put the money in the bank.
Yeah.
And then you're a cash buyer, just saying, that's what I heard.
Yeah. But then I have heard about, maybe it's an urban legend, but there's a lot of them around property now at the moment. But a friend of mine was telling me about a friend of hers who put the money in the bank, rented, couldn't get back on, and honestly wouldn't be able to buy their old house because things rose so quickly for a while there. It was chaos.
So you have to be really careful.
You do, yeah. Really careful.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned from the first time?
From the first time, It was an easy process for me. So it's more
so
interior.
Maybe did it furnish you with a notion that it's easy?
Yeah, it did. So then I got a right kick in the ass for the second go. No, in terms of just as you were saying, be organized, have everything ready. But then interior wise, I learned a lot of lessons. Wouldn't buy anything for the sake of buying something. I would do with nothing before you buy something just to have it.
Explain that to me a little more.
So so there's a corner and you need a chair, or you need a couch,
Yeah.
or your kitchen table. Just don't buy something just to have it there.
Yeah.
Take your time, buy the right thing, because I think sustainability has to come through.
Oh, you mean as in actual things?
Actual things, yeah. Don't buy for the sake of buying, for the sake of having your bedside lockers. Find the right thing for yourself. Do without it until...
You'll be looking at it for a long time.
You'll be looking at it for a long time and trying to offload it then on whatever done deal. So that would be the thing. I definitely went in and was like, we need this, that and the other. And we just had no interest in interiors. So bought a lot of crap just for doing the house,
Yeah.
So I would never do that again. I would just hold off, live in it, and do it as you go.
So some of the very large, cheaper furniture stores, when you meandered through them and you were the dream, you just
I was like,
taking stuff you
is
don't
that
need.
a chair?
Plastic
I think
plants.
I need a chair. Yeah. So
I was like that. Now I've had a real wake up call with that, because I've had to move out of a new house that I moved into for lots of reasons. But I've had to stop myself when any day off going, no, you can't put anything else in the house.
No.
Because it's really good. Because I'm like, no, because you have to move stuff out for the build to happen. So
you see how much you've accumulated.
God, do we accumulate stuff?
Yeah, it's crazy. So we moved out of our house to let the build happen and moved into a rental. And my God.
Stuff. Was it cleansing?
Yeah. And there'd be less stuff going back in. Like, you think you've done it and you think you've loaded the last bag, and you open a cupboard and there's more rubbish there. And the kids have, I found our wedding cards, and I was like, from, 10 years ago, I'd never looked at them since. And I was like, will I bring them with me? I didn't look at them in a decade. Will I bring them with me to the rental and put them why would you? So I got a bit ruthless. That's so much sentimentality going with me.
Now your kids won't thank you for being that ruthless. I remember my mother threw out a load of my Lego. I was still hamming over it. Yeah. But I'm ruthless now.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't keep cards or anything.
Feng Shui is a real thing. I think that, it's like...
So you will be moving back into the house you first bought, renovated it. God, you've got a really lovely story. I know it's been challenging.
Challenging at times, but a lot of good luck along the way too.
And what's the house look like now? Is it gorgeous?
So it will be nice, yeah. So it's instead of it just being one kind of bedroom living area, all of that on one floor, we've gone up a level.
Okay.
So there's more room. Yeah, we've put the bedrooms upstairs, and then what we were living in is all living area now. So it's nice, like not huge, but just really.
But you've doubled the size of it.
Yeah, more or less. So that's going to be exhilarating, because we had been living in a small place for a long time.
And the bank loan you the money to do that, because they do that when you're adjusting, right?
So it's a home improvement.
Home improvement,
yeah.
Amazing.
So we were lucky in that regard. Yeah. So, but that's a journey too. You've got to get a lot over to them for that too. So yeah, but we're there. We're at the other side of it.
You got your architect plans, and how involved were you with that?
Fine. Yeah, I was quite interested in it. Paul's really into architecture, actually. That would be the one area he would be very into. So yeah, that was grand, that process. There was only so much you could do. Then the planning permission process, that was tricky, because, we live in a lovely area and everybody's very protective of their area, and, people have lived there for a very long time. So there was a few objections, and that was tricky. Honestly, that was why we decided to move, to try and sell and buy, because I would hate to upset anybody who lives around me, because why we wanted to live there was the lovely neighbours that were there.
Yeah.
But if they were unhappy, I didn't want to do that. But in the end, we kind of we had no choice,
Yeah, I had a one objection to planning, formally objected to something I did once, which will remain nameless. But the planner was really interesting. He came and he threw it out, but he said 80% of their work is dealing with nosy neighbours.
Yeah, it's hard. But, I get it too. And everyone has their own prerogative.
But you got it.
Nosy neighbours is one thing. I get it. I got it, thank God. But nosy neighbours is one thing. But if anything happens in your home, it's so personal to you. Like you feel it. Like even as a renter, I remember if the boiler went or something like that, I was like, oh God, that's a problem. That's a process that could be expensive if you own it. So it's all really. I think when things happen in the home, you really feel it a lot more than the car or whatever it is. You really feel it. So totally get why anybody would have be protective over their corner. You have to be. You know, it's your castle, right?
So is this your forever home now?
I think so.
Will you move back to Mayo?
No, I don't think so. No, my kids are in school now and they're really happy.
AIB's team of advisors are here to help you on your journey to get the keys to your own home. Click the link in the podcast notes to find out more.
So I feel we're here. But like Paul is so connected to Kerry. I think that down the line, I'd like the kids to spend. We go home to Mayo all the time. We go to Kerry all the time. But I think, I'd love a little patch there.
Yeah, amazing.
Just for Paul and just for the girls to have their feet in the grass.
Yeah.
They're like such a buff. But like when we go to Mayo, there's like, my mum and dad, I love going home and staying with them. And, my 3 brothers live nearby, so there's room for us to go in on top of mum and dad, and they love it too, I'm sure. For like 2 days.
Here they come.
And then they help us pack the car really quickly.
The Duffy Galvins are on their way.
So no, like I think, I'd be very happy. I'm not about large houses, I'm about doing them nice.
Yeah.
I never wanted a huge house. I just wanted where I have to be as nice as it could be.
Yeah.
Bigger
houses, more guests.
100%.
More rooms to hoover.
Yeah, that's it. But
so how many bedrooms have you put on top?
We have 3 bedrooms upstairs. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So that's perfect for me. That's honestly all I want. I want.
The girls get their own rooms.
No, they don't. They don't. I want.
You wardrobe.
No. So I told my girls. I have 3 brothers. So I when I had 2 girls, I was like, oh, they'll share and they're raging about it. But I'm like, you're going to be great friends.
Yeah.
And this is when you whisper at night and have dance parties to Taylor Swift or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wanted that to be the case.
Oh,
so
lovely.
They're sharing.
Yeah.
But they were annoyed about it. So I told Esme, I was like, the builder said it's part of regulations. You have to have a spare room. She's like, why? Like, why? That's so mean. She'll hear this.
No, she won't be listening, hopefully.
She'll into podcast.
How old are they now?
4 and 7.
Oh, they're only 4 and 7.
Yeah, so it's lovely. Let them in and do it all. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Yeah.
I remember when we were kids, we had 3 bedrooms and there was 3 of us.
Yeah.
And my eldest sister got the box room.
Yeah.
And I was only 8 or 9 sharing. I'm like, oh, sharing with a girl. Horrified. And there was fairy wallpaper and everything. Yeah.
I know.
And I
but
got to 13.
Out you go.
Girls were put into the room together.
But I do think that's lovely. I love that's when the fun is, when you should be sleeping and you're whispering.
Were you the only girl?
I was the only girl, 3 brothers, yeah.
How was that? Were you
great.
Youngest?
No, a younger brother, Brian. Yeah.
Really?
So they're great. Yeah, so great. Like my brothers are fab. I'm so close to them. So yeah, I was never overprotected or made a princess. You're like, even when I go home now, my mum would be like, the boys are coming for dinner. You'd be minding the boys, you know? Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Don't tell me about that.
I know.
Do you have a favourite memory of that house? Your home journey is probably one of the more unique ones.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think if I was to think about, the special times in that house, coming home with my 2 little girls from Hollis Street, which is just over the road, and my family there waiting for us, they were beautiful moments. And when we thought we were selling, I was thinking, oh God, how will I feel? Like it would be a gut wrench to leave there.
Yeah.
So those just family moments, really.
So all's well that ends well.
Well, here's hope.
Have you given the house a name?
No. A number is about all. We're getting a cat in the house now. That's the next thing, yeah. That was the promise. When we move back in, we get a pet, a kitten.
Oh, that's so cute.
So that'll be good. All the new furniture will be scratched
will you be in
on.
For Christmas?
We'll be in next week, Brendan.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at me here chatting to you.
You should be packing boxes.
All I should be doing is packing boxes. Yeah, so we'll be in next week.
Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations.
And then the kitty will follow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've named my house. You should name the house.
We should.
My house is called Near Outside.
Near Outside. That's lovely.
Madonna said that to me once. There's a name for you. I want to sit near outside. So I call my house Near Outside.
Oh, God. Lunch with Rosie and Madonna's name in your house. Well, I know.
Podcast with Louise Duffy.
There you go. No, I'll have to think about that one, Brendan.
Yeah. Yeah, have a think about the name and let me know.
I'll come back to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
much for doing this.
This was a pleasure. We're always ships in the night, Brendan, when I see you in RT. So this is lovely.
Hi.
Yeah, this is really nice. Thank you for having me.
But wait, there's more. Each week on My First Home, AIB Home Advisors Anne-Marie Elliott and Marie Smith join us in the studio with expert advice on starting your home journey. Welcome to the podcast, Marie Smith. Here's what she had to say. So, Marie, Louise was really hell-bent on staying in the same area. And in my limited experience helping people on this journey or being around people on this journey, and particularly with AIB, trying to stay in the same area can limit you a little bit, can't it?
Of course. Like, obviously that's what you want and that might be the end goal, but like the way the housing market is at the moment, and you know yourself how it is to find somewhere, I think you have to have more of an open mind and maybe about what maybe you're going to end up with, you know?
Yeah.
But look, obviously keep an eye on the area, but maybe have a little broader thoughts on what you're actually going to end up with.
Wider view.
Wider view, exactly.
And actually, a lot of the other stories that we found is that people actually managed to get physically what they wanted by looking outside the areas they were thinking
Exactly.
of.
You could be surprised about what you'll find, you know. But the thing is as well, I think if you are looking to maybe get somewhere like in the right area, the most important thing is to speak to your mortgage advisor first and be ready to go, that if the chance that something does come up in your area and your dream area and where you want to stay, that you are ready to go.
Because actually that is probably, for me, number one in your mortgage toolkit, right?
Yeah.
Because if you go looking, even if you're just scrolling on your phone and you see the dream home, if you don't know what you can afford or don't know where you are, you can't even start the journey, right? So that's the first thing, is to talk to an AIB mortgage advisor.
Yeah, it's the first step. It's whether you're ready to go or whether you think you might want to get in the mortgage journey or a housing market in a year's time. The most important thing is sit down and talk to your advisor. There's no such thing as silly questions, no stupid questions. Just run everything by. We'll let you know where you are, savings records, what you need to do to improve and to get you ready to get your dream home.
And everybody I've spoken to as well, and I have to say I've been doing these for about 6 or 7 years now even, you even get a roadmap of where, even if you're not ready to buy, your mortgage advisor give you the roadmap, right?
Yeah, there's like key milestones that every mortgage journey goes on, and that's what we'll get you ready for. Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
So the first step is talk to a mortgage advisor.
Check out the podcast notes to book your appointment with an AIB mortgage advisor today.
Thank you so much for listening to Brendan Courtney's My First Home with AIB. We'll be back next week with more unique and uplifting stories to inspire you on your journey to owning your first home. Bye for now. Allied Irish Bank PLC and AIB Mortgage Bank UC are regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.